Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakareshu Sarvada. Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha. Gurureva Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Sarva Mangala Mangale Shive Sarvartha Sadike Sharanya Trambake Gauri Narayani. Namo Sute Om Gunatita Aksharam Brahma Bhagavan Purushottamah. Jano Janandidam Satyam Uchate. Bhava Bandhanat Om Bhagavate Shri Swaminarayana Namaha Shri Lakshmi Narayana Namaha Shri Radha Krishnaya Namo Namaha Om Namo Narayanaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Shri Hanumanji Maharaj Ki Jai. Welcome to Nitya Satsang. Today is the 8th of December 2024. By the grace of all the sages and Bhagavan, we are continuing our exploration of Shri Vivek Chudamani, and specifically the various concepts and foundational ideas that should be very clear, that we want very clear in our minds as we are trying to progress further in the path of Advaita Vedanta. You know, the path of Advaita Vedanta is ancient. It is Sanatan. It is immortal. It is given by the Supreme Lord, and it is the actual only solution to human problems. You know, humanity has created countless problems at all levels of society, all levels of civilization. The one and only solution is Advaita Vedanta. Whether it is religious conflict, philosophical conflict, political conflict, interpersonal conflicts of thousands of types, all types of agitations, all types of dukkha, and the permanent solution to the cycle and the prison of life and death, the prison of birth and death, the reincarnation prison. It is the one and only solution. Because the reason is quite straightforward. It is a solution where one realizes the Atma Tattva. The Atma is not some imaginary Tattva. Atma is not some hypothetical philosophical construct. It's not that some rishis from Upanishadic time or afterwards, Shankaracharya ji, Ramanuj, great sages throughout the world, they woke up one day, had some dream, imagined some Atma. Aisa nahi hai. It's not like that at all. The Atma is who or what, from a Tattva point of view, we are. It is our actual Swarup. Swaswarup. Swaswarup Anusandhanam. We have a lot of terminology that will come in the next year. Swaswarup Anusandhanam. Anusandhan. Continuous realization and awareness of who am I? What am I? It is a realization of the divinity of oneself. One has to be very careful in Advaita Vedanta. One should not mistake the ego for that divinity. The ego is a divisive phenomena. It is a constricted phenomena out of ajnana, out of avidya, out of entanglements in Mahamaya. That is not who we are. Most human beings live through the force of the ahankar. Not just human beings, all beings. In the Swaminarayan Sampradaya, there was a great saint called Gopalananda Swami. His talks are recorded in 3 prakaran, the 3 chapters, only 3 chapters. It's absolutely amazing. It's in Gujarati. And he has stated there about this range of the ego that it goes from the ant to Brahmaji. An ant also has tremendous ahankar. Can you imagine this? And all the other animals and all of us and all the other devatas, all Brahmaji ko ahankar we cannot really say. He's Ishvara. But even his body goes away. He still has that sense that I am Brahma and I'm the creator and this and that. There's nothing negative in that. वो भगवान की आज्ञा से ही वो क्रिया करते ब्रह्मा जी. पर उनका भी शरीर निकल जाता है. Just imagine what a statement this is. And what the reality behind, what is the reach of ego? And the entire evolution of the mind back into the Atma Tattva, it's only a one-step realization. It is to change the ego function. All of these thousands of ideas and sadhanas and concepts, and which we will go into that. It's a lot of fun to go into it, and good to go. But it has only one purpose: to take the ahankar and change it from aham jivam to shivoham. It's a transition from jiva to shiva. It's a transition from the binding state that we all tend to live in into a state of jivan mukti, living liberation. How beautiful. And there's so many ways that the gurus have shown us. They have devised thousands and thousands of approaches, thousands and thousands of ways of trying to realize that we must not, should not, should not waste our time in life. समय कैसा है जीवन में? समय बहुत थोड़ा है जीवन में. Life is a bubble. It goes away so quickly. Don't realize how time goes away. And in the time that is available to evolve our manovritti, to bring it in alignment with the frequency of the teachings of Sat Shastra through Satguru, Satpurush, that is the major purpose of life. That alignment with the frequency of Brahma-Vidya, Brahma-Gnan. Time, you'll see how, you'll notice, time goes into the Panch-Vishayas. Panch-Vishaya, mein hi jata hai. Different, continuous ahar of the Panch-Vishaya is there. Human beings do not know how to awaken out of that, because it's a type of massive super addiction inside the mind. We cannot live without it. So yes, we need it, but to be able to only pull what is needed and build that honeycomb, like the bumblebees, they build that beautiful honey from the different flowers. They pick up different nutrients and they build that honey inside. That is pure. Absolutely, they build thousands of bees. They build the honeycomb, and then you get the actual honey. To do that on a day-to-day basis, by keeping attention on the highest paramarthika satyam and not wasting any time, such an individual is considered to be the most intelligent individual in the world. Intelligence is not about how many degrees and how much information somebody has, even of these scriptures. That wo theek hai, that has some level, that is a level of buddhi. But the awakened buddhi is where this is the case, where one is awakened in the realization of the higher truths. And that you feel that, we feel it from inside, that we don't want to waste any more time playing with small, small toys of this world. Kitna ho gaya? What's new in it? Anything new in it? It's the same thing. Same repetition. And that is Jnana. The capacity to see the same revolving circle with everything that is going on in the sansar. Not that we are rejecting it, not that we're running away from it. We are aware of it. We need to be in it also. But also to bring our antakarana to a stage that we can recognize that this is all childlike activity only. Chokrani ramat, jevu dekhai sansar. Child play. Somebody building a big mansion, building a big apartment complex, building a big building, renting it out, and then somebody else taking it over, somebody else transferring one property to another, constantly playing around with the material of Prakriti and trying to find ananda from that by playing around thinking this is mine. Isse bada agyan hai hi nahi. Maha agyan. He says children are playing with this. Rather than saying the Upanishadic vision, the Advaitic vision, that let us progress together, let us work together, let us think together, let us grow together, let us love together, let us respect each other together. Humanity doesn't have these qualities. Because humanity is lacking this development, which Vedanta is teaching us, because it is lacking these basic, even human qualities, that is why there is so much suffering, just for this reason. Nonetheless, we have to live with the people of the world. Everyone has to live with each other, but to awaken out of the mud that is the sansar. But not to dislike the sansar, not to hate the sansar, but to just see the limitations of it. The perception of limitation leads to non-limitation. The perception of limitation is not a criticism of the limitation as such. It is a perception of bondage. बंधन का स्वरूप कैसा है? जो ज्ञानी है वो कभी भी डिस्टर्ब नहीं करते किसी को. Bhagavad Gita's teaching, Sri Krishna Paramatma has given very, very clear instruction on this point, that do not disturb. He used a bit of strong language there. The small-minded fools. We have to be careful even, talking about it. We should not think we are something greater than somebody in reading something like that. That's not what he means to say. He's saying recognize the contraction of the human mind, the limitations of the human mind. And those who are just in that realm of this Rajogun, Tamogun, Sattvagun, Ahankar, this, that, they have to be ready for Brahma-Vidya. Otherwise, we go and try to explain all these ideas to them who are interested in Rag, Dvesh, Aham, Mamatva, Klesh, Bas, Vishay Sukh. The preparation is not, they're not ready. And if we get into that, they can damage what we are trying to do as mumukshas. This is called kusang. Isko kusanga kehte hai. Satsang or kusang. We have to live with everyone, but be very careful. It's like someone who is trying to reach a very high stage in academics, let's say. Somebody wants to become like a postdoctoral fellow in cardiac surgery or something. That person has to focus their attention on that path so much and leave so many other things aside. You cannot be spending 7 hours at a bar somewhere. Okay, after I get off work, I'm going to be drinking for 4 or 5 hours every day. I will become a great postdoctoral fellow in cardiac surgery. Bhul jao. Nahi hoga. It's like that. If we want truly to reach the Brahman, find out, be very careful. Everyone has to be careful. What are the obstructions? Gunatitanand Swamiji in Gujarati said, I'll just close with this point. He said, कि कल्याण मार्गमा विघ्न करनारा घना तेने ओळखी राखवा. There are so many around us, people, places, situations, etc., that will cause obstruction in the path towards mukti. Recognize them. Don't hate anybody. Don't just recognize how to deal with them. Leave them alone and continue your path. Don't get stuck with negative. See, that's another problem on the other side. Oh, I'm doing something better than others. You'll be finished right there. That's also not the point. Ahankar ka to stan hi nahi hai. In fact, in all see God, in all see the One. Don't find fault with anybody. Find good things even from them. And if opportunity presents itself, if the circumstances present, if there even just is a 1 or 2 minute conversation to have about some higher ideas, well and good. If people are not ready, never insist on having the conversation. It can cause a lot of damage to one's, and this is not easy to realize. It's very difficult. Some people who are very excited about spirituality and religion and inner development and God, they want to thrash it on everybody they know. And those other people will throw a big garbage can on our head. They're not ready to understand. The only person Sachin has to explain is Sachin. And this is what is meant by aparoksha anubhuti. Do seva. Seva karna. Be very careful about the context. Sabke saath ye baat nahi ho sakti. It's not possible. I cannot take Vivek Chudamani verses, it's just at some ordinary get together with some people and start quoting Vivek Chudamani verses. I said, get out from here. What the heck are you doing here? Aisa nahi hota. If there's an interest in those things, that's okay. But one has to see the context. You see, so that is why the ability to remain free from the binding that is already there in the sansar and to evolve as a Jivan Mukta is what Advaita is teaching us. Advaita is the whole ball game. It is so fantastic. So we still live with everyone. Even the others on the outside may not realize that there is such an evolved being. But it is ultimately the presence that automatically speaks. The real highest enlightened person doesn't have to even talk about Advaita, doesn't have to talk about any of these ideas. Just presence. Unka astitva aisa hota hai na, the minds of others changes automatically, those who are nearby. Sarangpur 6 Vachanamrut, Manomay Chakrani Dhara. Muktanand Swami Ji ka prashna hai Maharaj ko. And that references from the Bhagavatam, that the mind becomes still when we approach an enlightened being. That's what happened with Raman Maharishi. That's what happened with Ramakrishna Paramhans. That's what happened with Jesus. That's what happened with all these big people that we know, right? Muktanand Swami also. And so many great saints. Why? Their presence, unki sadhuta, unki sthirta. Their realization speaks. And then if they speak out of that realization, that is a bonus. That is called Brahma-Vidya. That is called Brahma-Vakya. That is called Paravani. See, what we are doing every day, we are sadhak, so we are doing Manan Chintan. हम मनन चिंतन करते ये सब ideas को और भगवान को प्रार्थना करते that the ideas should filter into our mind. That's all. But those who are absolutely fully awakened from inside out, they have no disturbance. बिल्कुल disturbance नहीं है. Their presence is fantastic. बहुत अद्भुत उनका अस्तित्व होता है. संतते स्वयं हरि. संत जुए त्यारे हूँ जू रे. that भगवान कहते हैं मैं ऐसे संत में रहता हूँ. अखंड धारक इन स्वामीनारायण संप्रदाय इसको कहते हैं अखंड धारक संत. भगवान को अखंड होल्ड करने, ब्रेक, विदाउट ब्रेक होल्ड गॉड इनसाइड द हार्ट, विदाउट ब्रेक. Most people in the sansar are holding without break काम, क्रोध, लोभ, मोह, मत्सरा. ठीक है, चलो वो भी try करो, see if that will lead somewhere. That's the way life goes, right? So this is the glory of satsanga. So let's stop here for today. We'll continue on this further. Om Dhyanamulam Guror Murti Mantramulam Guror Vakyam Pujamulam Guror Padam Mokshamulam Guror Krupa Om Vame Yasya Sita Radha Shrisha Yasyasi Vakshasi Vrindavan Viharam Tam Sri Krishnam Rudi Chinte Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Om Namah Shivaya Namah Shivaya Namah Shivaya. Divilingaya Namah Urdhvalingaya Namah Anandalingaya Namah Dvadash Jyotirlingaya Namo Namah. Om Trambakam Yajamahe Sugandim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshayamamrutat. Om Durge Rakshini Tata Swaha. Om Aim Rim Klim Chamundai Viche. Aim Rim Klim Chamundai Viche. Om Aim Rim Klim Chamundaye Viche Swaha. Om Shri Radha Krishnar Panamastu.